Hi, you guys. I am your boy, Nick Beam.
It's your favorite ladybug, Treese. How y'all doing?
Welcome to Leveling Up.
Woo, another round.
Another
episode.
Hey, we back though. So
back.
we've been talking about getting back after this season into a new season anyway. So why not start like this? We just got finished talking about heartbreak, right? And so that was... You know,
it was a little
recap.
Intense.
Yeah, it was intense.
It was a good way to start off, though.
And we got a lot of good reviews.
Thank you guys. Shout out to everybody that hollered at us in the comments.
Definitely.
In the Facebook group, Leveling Up group.
Right.
Love it.
We love all of our fans. We want you guys to stay tuned because, like we said, this show we going up. And it's only one way to do that, and that's only leveling up.
And I think it's important. Like, we all need to have a little bit of sauce in the game.
So,
so this is nice. I love to see the people joining in.
I kind of like your get up today.
So you dress like an adult, and therefore now we're gonna make.
Well,
okay, this is how all I'm
saying is I like the way you look today. So that was a compliment.
With him, you never know. You just never. This is why you have to be careful before you say I do. I'm just saying it's stuff like that. Like,
so what? Okay.
Because you press buttons. I can never be with somebody who press my buttons like you.
Well, you need somebody to press a button, no matter what it is, right?
This is why I have a list.
Look, let's just get into our show for today, which is
Before I Say I Do. Stipulations and requirements.
The do's.
The don'ts.
The risky.
The not taking it.
It's hard. So here, we'll start here then. We'll open it up and just say, before I say I do, what are some of the do's?
Okay, do's are a good way to start. You want to give your list first? I have a list, but...
Go ahead. Ladies first.
I hate when the guys do this because I always feel like it's like a guy code bomb coming next. Like they just waiting to be like kaboom. But I digress. So, okay, seriously speaking, I do have like my little dream list, like before I get into it.
There's a list.
Yeah, of course there's a list. I'm a lady.
Nice.
I mean, I've dreamt of this. This is one of the biggest steps that you can take as a human is like to say you want to have forever or some stimulation.
Okay.
But so that would probably be my first thing is having an understanding of what it means. Like if we're gonna say I do, I want to make sure that we got our timeline right.
The timeline.
Yeah, the timeline. Yeah. Because even in spiritual relationships, like where people are equally yoked and they're in church and we're both like committed to our faith, still people have misunderstandings about what it means to say I do, right? Some people are saying, well, because we're going to get together, we're going to raise kids, and then, who knows? No. I'm not saying any who knows, no ifs, no ands, no maybes. I'm saying I do with the intent of, like, until my last breath leaves my body.
But at the same time, you have these two people who are, like you said, equally yoked. But it comes because it's an I do of making sure that you're doing everything, taking all the right steps. Yeah. So why not counseling? So there is no hiccups.
And that should be a requirement, I think.
Because, when I was growing up, counseling wasn't even considered for me because I was young. So I thought I had this thing in the bag. So I thought I did.
Yeah.
I do. Because I know what I'm doing, but there wasn't a handbook on this thing.
Right.
But I kind of wish that it was, because it would have gave me a better opportunity and a chance to maybe approach the marriage and the relationship as a whole in a different way. I could have been a better man because of that. Somebody need to put out a handbook for it because there isn't one. But I'm just saying, like, you get what I'm saying? Because there isn't anything really, because, let me see. I don't remember a lot of marriages in my family. See, this goes back just generational I'm talking about. Yeah. So I don't remember a lot that made it.
But I don't think that's the reason why, though. I don't think it's, and so one thing is, you hit on a couple things. Like, first of all, the ideology of a handbook, which I'm going to get to in a second.
Right.
But I'm going to segue by starting with you talking about us not having a lot of examples. I agree. I don't have a lot of examples. I've been to maybe 10 times as many funerals as I have weddings. I've been to 2 weddings. Wow. One was my brother's. One was a close friend's sister when I was in high school. So that just goes to show you there's not a lot of those kinds of examples, but I don't think that's by fault of having a handbook. I think that's by fault of having an understanding. So in all things get an understanding, in all things know your partner. Talk about these kinds of things. And back in the day, they didn't do that. There was no freedom to have a conversation about who I want to be outside of you, and to talk about what I want and what matters to me, right?
I think you probably have more babies
than you did conversations about what to do with the babies in the family, right?
Right.
But now with that said, I don't think that a handbook will work.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Not just because of relationships like this, but throughout anything in life. There's no one book. Even the Bible gives you instructions, basic instructions before leaving earth. You have to learn yourself. You have to learn the person you love. And I'm telling you now, Larry didn't know Bertha till he sat down and he learned her. Like you.
So, but that's the thing. So
know.
Here's the I do, because you've already said that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so now you're partnered up with somebody who you are expected to live the rest of your life with. And this is an I do, not an I don't. So there was an agreement and a union that was made before, before a lot of people, and they got a chance to see this union, be put together. So that I do has to be strong. You have to know your I do and why. And here's another thing, how we're going this time is know your why of why you're getting married, even if it is young. I think at the time I knew that I wanted to. Yeah. I wanted to because I've always, even as a child, wanted to do the right thing. So I jumped in, but I later found out that just wanting to do the right thing may have not always been my best decision that I made for me also as well. Right, doing something because of the certain situation at hand, and it puts you in a totally different place.
I think it does. I would agree that if you make a one-sided decision, you're going to get a one-sided result, and that's never going to fulfill the whole person. So that's going to be an issue no matter what. And I can say from my experience, like while I've never been married, I've been in very long-term and seemingly permanent situations. But one of the things that I've learned for me is that just the one of it is not enough. Right. I can't just go into something because it's the right thing, or because the money matches, or because we have the same faith and the same level of faith, or because the tax bracket is the same, or because we both got good credit or own or don't own property. I need a little bit of everything. I like that. I want the cumulative of that, because I'm looking at the all of me. And before I would just say, well, as long as we love each other, but love ain't enough. Love ain't enough. Stop. Shout out to my new project. Hey. But for real, love. This is why I'm talking about this kind of stuff. Yeah. Because love ain't enough at the end of the day.
So you just said something that just hit me. So at the same time, a lot of people say I do, and they want to be married for different reasons. Yeah. Because they saw something that looked good before to them.
That's right.
And they want to jump into something because
of that one thing.
Somebody else has it, and they expect for theirs to look the same way that what they saw, which is not really the case.
Because the ingredients.
So now you've said I do, and you got something totally different, and it wasn't no picket fence.
That's right.
And it wasn't the big old house, and it wasn't the dog. You may have got a cat.
But a lot of that is your perspective, though. Exactly. Because it's like cake. We've seen this saying, like, God gives us all the ingredients to make cake. Mm-hmm. He doesn't bake it for us. He doesn't pick, how much portion we pick up. He can give us the instructions. You need 3/4 of love. You need 2/4 of respect. You need 1 dose of loyalty. You need a dash of tenderness. Whatever it may be. You're going to need some rent money. Amen. Praise the job. But I'm just saying, like, it's up to us. Like, and you looking at somebody else saying, oh, they got cake. I want cake. That looks sweet. That look good. Oh, I'll put some lemons on top. What have you. But you miss something. Yep. They're using something you don't see. Right. You look at them and you like, oh, they got a nice, beautiful house. No, it's just that they like their little house enough that they painted it. Right. And now you mad because you and your partner broke trying to get a big house like the Joneses, right?
So that's a good don't. Do not.
Ooh, what we not gonna do?
Do because you see something that looks good.
No.
Because it's not always what it's made out to be.
Now it can look good as well. I'm a firm believer, and we can look good, but we will be good on the inside first. Like
that's good. So what about having kids?
I'm kind of selfish. I want it all.
So you want kids? So that's your I do again.
No. But that's not my jam and jelly.
Okay, all right.
That's not my peanut butter and jelly. That now it is a part of what I would like the sandwich to be like, but that might be milk. I mean, if I don't have milk and I really want me a PB and J, y'all, it's still gonna be a PB and J.
It's got to be
right. So this is
So kids,
you gotta know what's more important.
Do you want them?
Me personally,
would you
I
want
would love to have some babies.
like, cause
I would love to have some babies.
let me tell you,
they don't have to be my babies.
Let me tell you.
So
let me tell you, I got 3 of them.
Yeah.
I got 3 of them.
Well, you got your
and
6.
So my fix is done. Like I got mine. Mine's is in there. So it's like a lot of people don't want kids. You know? And so would that be a problem? Like if your spouse or your mate wouldn't want kids, and you did, is that a problem? Because you have to know all of these things before you say I do. So if I come and get into the relationship and we didn't start hanging out, and now I'm like, you like, oh, okay, now it's a perfect time, baby, to have kids. And I'm looking at you like,
talked about that, though?
Nah, you didn't talk about it.
By date 3, don't you think like
before I say I do? Hello, because I need to know. Because I might not be sticking around after you let me know.
About I do, we talking
Hello?
about that. Like, I don't even know if we're going to get to the point where I might even kind of sort of maybe in the future want to say I do if we haven't talked about those things. Like before there's a before I say I do, there's a before I say I might.
Right.
I don't know if I might date you until I learn some things. So for me, that's in the first 5 conversations. I want to know like what you about.
But is it?
Like, I don't got time to play.
So, but kids are a big deal in like a lot of marriages before you start families. You know,
any situation.
And I think that we're all chasing after that family. Like know, so at the end of the day, it's not just us. We gotta bring something else into the world. Right. Like we gotta bring another life into the world.
You know what I mean?
People they want to build something. So I don't like cats. You can't bring a cat in my house.
Right.
Like I don't want a cat.
Here's the thing.
I can't do cats.
Maybe one of the things on the before I say I do list is finding your tribe. And I'm always using these kind of things interjectively because I feel like along with the whole person, all of the factors matter, right? So in anything, you gotta find your tribe. Just whether it's business, church, whether it's whatever you're doing in a relationship, you guys gotta agree on who your tribe is. What do you want the nucleus of the relationship to look like, right? Yeah, because like you said, you may not like cats, but are fish agreeable? Can we compromise on fish? You know, it depends. Like
who cleaning the tank?
I'll clean the tank. I'll clean the tank on Saturdays while you out playing ball.
Yep, I don't know. I don't know.
And then if not, right, you got to be able to say, well, you know what? You don't want cats and you don't want fish, but I want you. So it's fine. You got to.
So cliche.
It was not cliche. It was real. It was real. We don't do that. You got to be able to say that.
My God.
How is it not real? People do it every day. People make these decisions.
Butter? That wasn't nothing.
Well, you ever want some dry bread? Because I want butter on my bread, boo. So give me the butter too, honey. Give me the bread and the butter.
Look. So we made it this far, and so we have our kids now, and you have your family that you want. What else is there to the I do's?
To the before I say I do? Okay, so now, get your life. Y'all already know. I'm not about to play. I'm going to need your credit and your finances, honey. I love you, but we can't live under love every month. Love doesn't have electricity.
Okay, but why does... explain to me, why does women...
Faith be a retirement
always say that you gotta have your finances right?
Because, okay, so...
Like, I'm just saying, I know we're the man. No. I'm just saying, I know we're the man, but you see what you just did to the man?
Nothing. I didn't do anything.
Did you see the pressure that you just put on the man?
Because you didn't clarify.
You put too much pressure on the man, and now he go. Look at him walking away.
Well, you know what? Then that would be his own fault if he doesn't want to secure his own quality of life.
So,
because I didn't say he had to have more money than me or equal money than me. I didn't even say that his credit had to be high. I said he had to have it in order. Words bring life or death. So
now
I know
like
what I
that.
said.
That's
I know
good
what I said because I rock with y'all.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good. Just have it in order.
Be aware.
And we might be able to work some things out.
I can work with you. If you have bad credit, but you're paying your debts, we good. Now, if you running the duck and the dodge and talking about, babe, I don't answer 800 numbers. Okay. You don't get jobs either. Where you think they calling from? I'm going to need you to pick up the phone, honey.
What if I don't have a job?
Okay. That's still you.
What if I have bad credit?
What are you doing? It's not, see, the situation
Listen. What if I have bad credit? But guess what?
No job.
I'm going to turn this back on you.
Okay.
But I love you.
And what else do you have? Okay,
that's all I got. That's all I got.
It's never all you got.
That's all I got.
No, it's not. So
that's it.
With no having a job, did you just get laid off? Are you fresh out of prison? Did you never have wanted to get an application?
Now see, that's open.
I need the logistics of things. Because if you got laid off, or if you're in transition from trying to work for someone else to work for yourself.
See, there we go.
I'm still with you. We still going on dates.
There we go.
we not going to the most expensive restaurant, but we still can go on a date.
That's pretty cool.
We can go get movies.
Because guess what I'm doing? I'm not going on that date.
You know? So, I mean, it just depends.
I'm not going.
But you don't know the situation. A person may have a life savings. They may have money saved up. They may have their own means. It depends. Now, if you just don't have a job because you don't work, and you got bad credit because you don't pay bills, and you don't even got my number because I smell that from miles away. I already knew. We don't. Oh no, she's serious. I'm humble and gracious, and I love and I'm supportive, but I'm not stupid.
That's good.
Love doesn't electricity. Love don't have.
That's real talk.
I need to iron my blouses.
That's real talk.
So before I say I do, I need you to be sound.
That's good.
Would you date a woman who didn't have her life together?
I have.
But would you do it now? But now, would you?
I have before.
Ugh.
And it was rough.
I have to. I'm not gonna lie.
But it wasn't. But here's the thing, and this is where the don'ts, because you learn. Yeah. And so it's like, even if it was like, okay, I knew that I didn't have all of my stuff together too, and that's where I can admit, right? So here we go. So I knew that I didn't have all of my stuff together.
That's right.
But I jumped into this thing knowing that, and so but realizing that there were some things that I didn't like that she had going on,
regardless
as well.
I was feeling.
No matter what I had. And so then I came to a conclusion like, okay, this might not work because I knew I didn't have my stuff together. But what that does is that put me in a situation to where I caused to interrupt somebody else's life, right? Interrupt somebody else's life.
With my lack of
totally
acceptance.
flip their life upside down for nothing at the end.
That's right. Because I knew already.
Because I already knew I didn't really have myself together, but because I didn't have a mind made up, or and these are things that we men, women, we deal with or go through in those processes of trying to be in a relationship or trying to get into a marriage, or and those are real facts.
I think, and you just hit the nail on the head. Like, this is why I love, this is why the group is so fun. I'm sorry, y'all, if you're not in a group. You just got y'all gotta try. You'll make it what it is when y'all get in on the group. But in the group, people bring up different things because you can say whatever you want to say. Right. It's public. It's posting, right? But somebody mentioned external failure, and I think this ties. I'm gonna tie this in. This connect the dots, because people's external failures will allow them to do things, to misconstrue, to manipulate, and to misuse other relationships that had nothing to do with what caused the failure. So, for example, if I'm feeling bad about maybe my job situation and I don't have the tax bracket that I want to, and I went through a shameful situation, right? People saw me lose my job. Now I'm embarrassed. They took away my platform, or they took away my affluence, and everybody saw me lose my money, go broke, whatever. Right. Now, if I'm dating a man who I know has these attributes that I really don't like and I really can't be with, a lot of that is going to tie back into how I feel about me. That's going to tie back into how I feel about me based on what other people saw, did, or said before this man ever came along. So now I'm settling because I'm sulking in my own sorrow. Like you said, wasting somebody else's time.
It wastes the time, especially when you know that you're not ready.
Yeah.
So, but here's let's digest. Let's go back.
Okay.
Because now we have children in the mix. Now, what are your disciplinary habits? Like how?
I mean, if we keeping children, and even in discipline,
because you ain't hitting my kids.
In discipline, I learned a lot about you. Like, I learned, how you deal with things, right? And see, for some people that would be difficult to say, like, well, so I can't. So if we're together and I'm helping raise your kids, I'm just supposed to let them do whatever. But that shows your capacity to discipline, or maybe how you view things, and that's important. This is important.
It is important because you're letting somebody into your space, and you're moving in together, and at the end of the day, y'all are 6 months and a year and 2 years down the line, and now it's time to really get on these kids because they ain't picking up around here like they should be, or just trying to get them to be more, so it's like now here it comes. This is the real deal. You get to see the real person because we've been in this for a while. And so now when it's displayed to you,
that's where I'm at.
You might not like what you see.
Right.
How do you handle that?
And that's where I'm at with it. So when you're asking me how would I handle disciplinary views and things like that, I personally feel like some things are not a conversation for before we say we do. Sometimes you gotta take it back to the foundation. Let's not talk so much all the time about the technical. Some stuff, we gotta be real specific. Do you pay rent or do you not? Do you beat and abuse children or do you not? But certain things outside of
that's good.
unhealthy
Let's
behavior,
join that together because
right?
I think that's one
But
of
I'm
our
saying,
questions too.
But
right?
when you're talking about like disciplinary habits,
right.
eating habits,
right.
living habits, things that just make up your character when character changes over time,
right.
I want to have a foundation. Okay, as we have life changes, what's our standard to deal with things? Do we come together and talk about it on our own?
Right.
Do we pull in outside people? When we have differences of opinion about children or how to raise the children, do we involve them in the conversation or do we not?
Yep.
Do we involve the other parents or do we not? Those more general questions, because I'm not going to always keep the same point of view.
You're not, but
so
but that's why we're here. So we're like, how do we handle that? You know, in that way.
Yeah.
And I think that going into a marriage, these are a lot of these things are very, very important because a lot of the things that we're touching on are things that have to be handled carefully.
Right.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
It matters how you handle this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because now you're in.
And that's what I'm saying. So, when we talking about it at the table, right? Sitting across from you in my nice blouse and you with your fancy shirt and having a conversation that's really intellectual. It's easy to fancy shirt for today. It's easy to talk to you about it from this frame of mind because I'm this person right now.
Yeah.
Let you touch my baby.
That's what we need to. That has to come out because it's a look. I know but you don't touch my kids. I didn't heard it before, you know, and it's so real. But those are things that needs to be talked about in the beginning,
tenderly, like you said.
Yeah,
I like how you said that.
Before we say I do, I know that my next relationship it's got to be on point because I'm gonna tell you one thing for sure, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think it's good to be like that though, like how you are just adamant, like we're not, and we'll be widows.
But I got a lot of grown
leaving.
kids. I'm sorry, I got a lot of grown kids.
And that's what I'm saying. But it still matters though. It's still better back up. But it still matters that you are this adamant though. And I feel like it's okay to be that serious. Like people think sometimes I'm too extreme or I want too much or my list is too long. But it's my list. It's my forever.
Right.
I'm okay to want what I want and to say like, well, if you really don't want me involved with your kids at all, if I can't talk to them, if I can't sit them down and teach them, because that's where I'm gonna get kind of sensitive. Like I don't need to hit your kids. I'm not child abuse. If I want to take boxing, I can pay a trainer.
A lot of the hitting.
But the talking, the rearing, the teaching, the guiding, the chastising, like I don't gotta hit you to hurt you. Right? So the electronics can go, the outside activities can go, and don't undermine me when I say something though.
So
like respect my authority. Teach them to respect my position in you guys' life.
So that's where we want to talk about too. There are going to be a lot of opportunities for teachable moments in those instances.
For everybody.
For everybody.
For everybody.
You know, there's going to be a lot of teachable moments, and so with everything that you do inside of that union, it's a growth. We're all learning together, especially if it's like first time marriage. You know, a first time marriage,
young
a first time
marriages, millennial marriages.
Yeah, exactly. Just know that you guys have been married just now for the first time. Exactly. And if it is for the second time, you need to.
But no,
you need to learn.
Even if it's the second time, it's still the first time.
It's
because you shouldn't show up to a new marriage being the same old person.
That's true too. So you definitely want to make sure that you're taking something from it, new. Like as it's new.
That's right.
Because this is a new thing.
Ooh, and when you put your shoes on. Say every man does not do this, like taking the shoes out the box. You careful how you take the tissue out so you can put it back in when you take the shoes off. The laces, they sit the same. And women too, right? Oh, girl, don't, let me not fold the back of my heel. Let me not buckle my strap the wrong way. Let me not pull it too tight to stretch it because it's new. Treat me like a new pair of shoes all the time. Have that same attitude. Keep that same energy. Be tender. Be patient. Put me back the way you found me. Don't try to leave me broken. If we go in,
that's true.
And I'm always trying to date you, and I'm always trying to learn you and know you, and like not experiencing people like we are too comfortable.
See, but that's what you get.
Care about that.
If you treat yourself like those things
home.
that you just said,
that's right.
That's exactly what you're going to find.
That's all right.
Right?
That's right.
So we don't have a problem
because you attract
with
what you are at the end of the day.
Now, yeah, that is true. That is true.
To some extent.
So my next thing here is.
What you want to talk about next?
I want to know. Do you have a temper?
Oh, I knew that's where you was going. Because I need to know kids, I just got kind of.
Because I need to know.
Make me upset.
Are you abusive?
Right. Yeah.
Are you gonna be hitting on me?
Yeah.
Right? Like, so I definitely ain't trying to have no woman
words?
hitting on me. You ain't finna be hitting on me.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be hitting on me. That's all don't be hitting on me.
That's far too common. Like, women act like they never
need
beat
no
up
woman
guys.
that's gonna be hitting
women
on
out
me.
here.
That's all I'm saying.
Like, a lot. I keep saying all the time, I'm gonna start a support group. If you ever find yourself in a situation, you can join my group. I'm serious, because I see so many, and I know all the women are always like, she just soft on brothers, she just love da. That's why she's single. Well, I'm single because the right person who can appreciate that will come along and will not take advantage of that tenderness, because I don't think that it's okay to be abrasive, abusive, neglectful, bossy, challenging, demeaning, and overtaking to your mate. I'm
glad that you said. I'm sorry to break you up, because I'm gonna break you up right here. It's not okay. But I want to break you up because I want to ask another question. And that question is...
I feel like there's 21
and this probably should have been the first question, but I'm going to jump in because you just said that the right person. So,
yeah.
Did God tell you to get married?
Hello.
That's, like, I don't know. Like, a lot of times, like, and I'm going there because...
It's important.
Like...
Did you ask?
We're doing things...
Did you ask?
Because we want to do
it.
these things, right? So we're doing these things because we want to do these things, but not because we're sitting and we're waiting and we're asking for direction on something or to move. And and a lot of my direction comes from God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And He has to guide me, like, right? You know what I mean?
So it's like to go, yeah.
Did He tell you to get married?
Yeah.
Or is it something that you wanted?
Did He even say get married and to that person?
And that's big. So are we really waiting for what's ours?
Or are you just going after what you want to claim?
Are you going after what you really want?
Because it's a big difference. And you know what? When I feel like it's so much easier to just go after what you want to claim.
Right.
Not just because it satisfies the flesh, but because going after what is yours takes work. Because you got to go get that thing. You got to, and then you have to be content with all of what it is you get. And it might not be my list. Every day I pray, though, I do ask God, like, please let it be on the list, but it might not be what you want.
That list is gonna run long. I'm telling you.
But we gotta break. We gotta break. We gotta go to commercial. So we're gonna talk about the list a little bit more when we get back.
All right. So we're about to go to break.
Send us out. We'll be right back with y'all. Stick around. Leveling up. Thank you guys for sticking with us. So it's been getting real in the field. Like we left off talking about how it's just got to be right. Like period. Like it's got to be right. Hello.
Right.
We are not having any more of these situations where things don't work out because we didn't go into it with an understanding.
Right. And that's the main thing. You want to make sure you have an understanding.
That's the whole point of like to have a list before I say I do.
And the disagreeable things as well. And
with me, it's like I said, it's a before I say I may be. Because I may be going on date number 2 and I may be not talking to you anymore. Like, I don't have time to play.
So,
I want to
how are we moving forward now in this building and this this family? And so
and creating
creating this union. And here we go. And I heard you say something about the finances. So it's like, what are your finances looking like? And do you have a savings account or checking account?
Or like, what's your idea of responsible adulting? Because see, here's the thing. A lot of the problems with like wanting to beat the kids, not being able to get along with making family plans, not being agreeable and communicative, go back to money. Money kills more moods, attitudes, unions, dreams.
Well, it does. And
money is
it definitely can't be one of those stressors in a relationship or a marriage.
It's important.
You have to make sure that the family is well taken care of and that we are in a good place. Because I know that as a man, I look at myself, right?
Yeah.
I know now, like, I don't want to move forward if I know that I'm not ready and I don't have a foundation that I can help a family stand on. Like, I definitely don't want to make the wrong move before the time is right? So you want to set those things up. If I have a plan to do that, right? Before I say I do, why not have my plan already before I know what I want? So now I have to plan for how I want that to look.
Yeah.
Right? And so
a big part of that is money. You can't make plans without money. Like people say So people veer one or two ways. Like money is just everything, and you got to be a go-getter, and we got to be millionaires, or it can't work, or money doesn't matter, and neither one of those could be the truth.
Money matters.
Farther from the truth, because money does matter, but it is not the everything.
Right.
So we need to have, like you said, a plan. Like, and I feel like if you don't have a plan for yourself, you can't make a plan for us.
And then here's what I'll say to that. Like, make sure that God is the center of all of this.
All things.
Like, of all things. Everything that you do, make sure that God is the center, because it does not work without God. Let's just say that, and make sure that we make that clear, that I don't think that it all works without God.
Now, when we say that, though, because like, as we say, like the old folks say, it's easy to try to call a spade and say what's good for the goose is good for the gander. But what about when it's what you meant to have? Because it's so convenient to package this as though you need to have a plan, because God wouldn't want you to be with somebody and just go off of something irresponsible and make sure they didn't have finances. But what if your spouse was meant to be broke? What if what God blessed you with didn't have, a good health regimen and nice income? Like, what if they was out of shape and had no money? Like, what if that's...
So that's stuff that you gotta deal with. You knew that
I'm just being real.
Know what you was cooking.
Yeah.
Well, how they got big. Like, you gotta accept that.
But what if it was like that before you got with it?
And
that's what I'm saying.
That's something that you accepted.
That's something that, yes.
So that means that it didn't matter.
Yes. And you have to be willing to take that.
Right? And so
that
you
all
take
goes back
that.
to what you said. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
About, you hit it. What did you say right before commercial? You said, are we asking?
That is true.
Because if you ask and the word is like, yes, this is where you go, then you already know, like, okay, you can have a peace of mind. And here's why I think people do well.
Right.
When you know it's what you're supposed to have, you don't have the issue with where people lack. Because you say, yep, that's vague. I see underneath him, he's astute, he's fit, he's educated, he's got a good job, he's a provider, he's a caring person, and you can work with them, you can mold, you can use your gifts to strengthen their gifts. Right. But when we don't ask, and you get into those things, as soon as somebody game fight, you go, ooh, what happened? You big boned it down.
You know what happened. You know what happened.
You went and did the picking.
Right. So, like, we know that
for real.
Well, because finances it's a hard thing, especially in the day we live in right now, because we have a lot of young people who are jumping in to, like, it's like a free fall thing. It's free for free for everybody. It's like jump in.
And everything is like do what you want.
And so it's a different world that they're living in today. But does credit score matter today?
Credit score does matter.
Do you really want to know, like, your credit score? Like, does it matter? Should we stay with my mama, or do you want our own house?
That's two different things.
No, I'm just saying.
Right?
Like, you get what I'm saying? I wonder if you wouldn't mind staying with my mama for a while we.
I think it's really like with what you said about young people like jumping in. I think it's. Yes, you can say it's an age demographic, but I think it's a mindset demographic.
It is a mindset.
Because there's a lot of people who are on like second and third real relationships, and they are approaching it from a standpoint of a 20-something-year-old.
Okay.
But with the wisdom to ask those questions, like you said. Now, can we save up for our own house, or are we going to rent? Do we have to have 2 new cars?
Are you going to do it together?
Are we doing it together, or are we not monogamous until we get it right?
Taxes together.
There are some people who say that. We're married, but we don't file.
Separately. And if you're going to do anything separately inside of a union, I don't know how well that works.
It might work for them. I don't know. Because one person may be really bad with the finances.
I don't know.
And they may have a ton of student loans.
I know my drive is, I don't care what it look like. I got a positive attitude about everything. Yeah. We going to make it work.
I believe in that.
We gonna make it work. So if I keep it, maybe don't worry about it. Let's put it down. Guess what though? It just might take us a little longer.
Yeah.
A little longer, because guess what? I'm willing to work with you. And guess what? I know somebody who can work on our credit together. You get what I'm saying? No.
Now you don't have to worry, because now you have a plan that's infallible.
So.
Now, what if that person doesn't want to work on their credit together? What if they want to continue to spend and charge up cards? See what I'm saying?
But see, these are the questions that
we need to worry up front.
I need to know what type of person you are, because I don't want you to feel insecure about feeling like you're putting more on me than I am on you and all of that stuff, because it shouldn't matter at that point.
But what if it's not about that? It's just about the way that the person's character is. This is where I'm saying these questions matter. Because we can be nice about it all day and like love you and care about you enough to deal with those kinds of things. It's not that I don't want to deal with it. I'm not going to deal with it by myself. I'm not going to be alone in the solution. Wow. When you're contributing to the problem, because we're either one or the other, right?
That's cool. All I'm saying is that we are union. We
Yeah.
are a union.
Yeah.
And
this is why my list
that's
is
one.
long. This
The
is why
list
my
may
list
be
is
long,
long.
but the list
God
needs to
knows my
start
heart. That's why my
before.
list is long, because I just need all this work
The
done.
list should start before. Start the list before. Talk to your spouses
By date
or
number
your
2.
partner by date number
By
2.
date number 2.
And you will know everything that you need to know. We're out of time. It's your boy, Nick Bean.
We're going to run it back again. We're going to touch more on this. I need another episode about this
Man,
before I
I'm
do.
trying to tell you.
We'll see you soon. It's your favorite Ladybug Trees.
And we out of here, y'all. We leveling up.
Leveling up. See y'all in a minute.
Hey family, this is your girl Shay from RWG Production. I want to personally thank you guys for tuning in to our show. I am excited. We are in season 2. We have some wonderful topics. I just wanted to get on to say thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the love and support. We asking for sponsors to continue this journey that we have. We have some other exciting shows that we're coming. Please click on the link below. Be a sponsor of our show. $25, $50 of your choice. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. This is your girl Shay, leveling up.